I'm Lovin' right here working on the old 1988 Ford Ranger here again. Today I want to emphasis on the again part. For those who have seen a couple of the previous videos, I've been struggling to fix an oil leak on this truck that just does not want to go away. So hopefully today we're going to see if we can find the oil leak. Part of the problem is I don't know where it's leaking from. And yes, Evan, I know I've read the comments. A lot of folks, well, it's the rear main seal. Again, there's an inspection cover under there. It's dry. So don't think it's the rear main seal unless somehow the rear main seal is like somehow spraying the oil up on top of the bell housing here, and I suppose it's possible, Evan, but I doubt it. And then, of course, which means it's not actually running out from the bottom. It's actually somehow going up. And anyway, so yeah, what we're planning on doing, Evan, today is going to probably take the upper intake off, might even take the lower intake off. I'm pretty much just going to start going down through the engine, Evan, and see if I can find a leak. So again, Evan, it is leaking back here somewhere. Thought maybe it was the distributor that's leaking, and possibly it is, everyone. Possibly the distributor is still leaking yet, even though I've replaced the seal on it twice now. Yeah, possible, and I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, like I said, we're just going to start working on it. Hopefully we find the leak, and I've got gaskets here basically to go all the way down to the lower intake, everyone. So I've got upper intake gaskets. I've got lower intake gaskets. I got valve cover gaskets. I've got all the gaskets, everyone, that basically go down to this level, right? So we're going to see see if we find a leak, I guess. I really don't know, so. By the way, for anyone wondering where I typically get parts from, it's usually one of two places here, everyone. Either eBay or, in this case, Rock Auto. So all the parts you're seeing here came from Rock Auto. Got the gaskets and all that good stuff. The nice thing about Rock Auto is you can specify your vehicle, and they should send you the right parts. You know, sometimes with eBay, I know it's a little hard to tell if you're actually getting the right part or not. They're not necessarily as easily labeled, and you know what I mean. taken off. Here it is sitting over here. It's upside down, by the way, of course. So there's the lower intake. Yeah, I don't know, not much to note about it, I guess. There it is. Here's the gasket that was in there. Speaking of the gasket, looks like it was probably time to change this gasket. This gasket looked like it was a little tough here in a few spots, in particular right in there. That, though, I think is coolant, everyone, so that means it might have been leaking some coolant down into the cylinder there, the back cylinder. That's kind of what it looks like to me anyway. That definitely looks like that right there was not in the greatest of shape. And for that matter, this right here looks like it's pretty tough shape as well. That's also coolant, by the way, everyone, so might have been leaking some coolant down in the cylinders here maybe. I'm not sure, but that's kind of what it looks like to me. Folks can let me know what you think on that one. But anyway, speaking of the lower intake, I'm going back to the whole oil thing here. Looking at this, I don't think there's any oil in the lower intake, which I didn't think there was. But I just took it off just to kind of confirm that one. And I don't know, what's leaking? What the heck is leaking? So again, I don't think there's any oil in the lower intake. Now, that isn't to say when there's oil up against it, because we have oil in the valve covers here. This, of course, is part of the lower intake is part of the valve covers here, the way this works. So, potentially, I guess. And the only suspicious spot I see, everyone, is that right there. I don't know if you can see that right there. That right there. If I get a little closer, see if I can get a little closer, everyone. I don't know. What do you folks think? Does that look like it might be leaking there? I don't know. I don't know, everyone. You're going to have to put it back together and see what happens, I guess. I think that's really the only thing I can do at this point. Kind of at a loss, Evan. Kind of at a loss on this one. Really a stumper here. Again, speaking of the oil one, and if you look back there, actually, I guess I cleaned it up already, didn't I? But there was a puddle of oil in there, one, like right in, not up here, but down in there, one. There was a puddle of oil. So that, to me, Evan, that looks like where the oil's leaking somewhere in that area. But what is in that area, Evan, besides the distributor? Which is, I don't know where I put the distributor, wherever the distributor is, that one. The only thing there is the distributor, and then this gasket here, which I don't know. Like I said, I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss here, so we're just going to clean it up. Yeah, speaking of which, I'm going to go through, clean this up. I probably won't bother videotaping that one. Not super exciting there. I'm going to get all these mating surfaces cleaned the best I can, and we'll start putting it back together, and I'll start recording then, everyone. So, yep, stay tuned.
Sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again. So we can fly again. To go out of my mind, and all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I.
Go figure, right, Evan? Turns out the problem, Evan, as I kind of suspected right away, was we did not have the distributor rotated in there quite properly. That's always my worry when you take this one out, Evan. Are you going to get that distributor back in, right? And unfortunately, we did not. So ended up, Evan, taking the upper intake back off here again and rotating that distributor. And to make sure we got it right, Evan, in order to make sure you got it right, what you have to do, Evan, down here on the crank, see if I can get, there we go. On the crankshaft pulley there, Evan, there's the timing marks. You got to get the timing marks lined up with top dead center. The key with that, Evan, is it can be in two places. It can be top dead center on cylinder 1 on exhaust or top dead cylinder on compression. You want it on top dead center on compression. So in order to figure that out, Evan, you got to take the number 1 piston spark plug out. It's right down there. You got to take that out, and you're going to have probably a second person hold their finger over the hole and rotate it, Evan, and make sure you're on the compression stroke. If you're on the exhaust stroke, I mean, you're not going to feel any air coming out. If you're on the compression, I mean, you're going to feel all the compression out the spark plug hole, right? Once you got compression and you got your timing mark on top dead center, everyone, then you got to make sure your distributor is rotated. And it's going to be rotated about in this position back here. So it's going to be facing that way, everyone. So yeah, we got that all lined up, everyone, and mine was facing that way. So we were about 90 degrees off. So just had to take it back out, rotate it back around, and I got it in the right spot, everyone, and then, of course, fired right up. So anyway, we're going to get the hood put back on. I'm going to run it here for probably a few minutes, everyone, and then per the instructions, we need to re-torque the lower intake, which I'm not sure how we're going to do this, everyone. I'm going to try. No guarantees, everyone. I'm going to try to re-torque this because, again, all the bolts are down in there. I don't want to have to take this back apart again, everyone. That's probably, unfortunately, how you have to do it, which just does not make any sense to me, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we're going to try to run it and retorque. So anyway, that's going to be the end of the video, Evan. You folks have any comments or questions about this, be sure to leave them down below. Cross our fingers, Evan. Hope we got the oil leak fixed. And, well, I guess till next time, everyone. Thanks for watching. Okay, well, just to update on the end of this video, everyone, I can already see that the oil appears to be leaking in the back there, everyone. So, yeah, all that work we just did here in this video, everyone, yep, it looks like it's still leaking. Again, it still comes down to the question, where in the heck is it leaking back? The problem is that once you put it back together, you can't see back there. You got to see like down inside there, and despite my best efforts, Evan, you just can't see where it's coming from. I mean, it's right around the distributor area there, which maybe it's leaking from the distributor yet. I don't know. Could very well be. Seems odd. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure, Evan, not sure. I'll have to do some more thinking on this. Just wanted to post this and update in the video. Also, I did manage to take a picture back there. I'll see if I can post that picture. The picture just shows oil back there, and it doesn't really show where it's leaking. I know my brother had a couple theories too, like maybe the head's cracked and like where the oil comes up through the head. It's possible. I mean, it seems unlikely, but possible, I guess. Seems like we'd have more problems if it was cracked there, but could be like the head gaskets leaking. That is possible, right where, again, the oil comes up through it when it's blown out the side. Although I don't know, maybe the oil would come up there. I don't know, maybe it would. Not sure. Anyway, like I said, everyone, I think that's going to do it for this video. I think I mentioned already, but again, if folks have any comments or questions, be sure to, well, especially if you have any suggestions, I'd be sure to leave them down below. And there'll probably be another video on this at some point. Obviously, we still don't have it fixed yet. And by the way, again, the leak is bad enough that I kind of want to fix it, because we're talking about having to put a couple of quarts of oil in this every, couple of months here. So it's getting a little bit ridiculous.